Hello guys, what is up? This is GalacticElliot bringing you guys back to the WBE, or maybe for the first time ever, bringing you guys to the WBE. This is the first time they're in the WBE over on Sword and Shield, a brand new draft league going on right now. I'm the coach of the Chicago Cubchoos, and today we're going against Gator, coach of the Florida Gatrs. Pretty self-explanatory. Gator's an amazing coach. I played against him last season, and he's such a good coach. He's such a good battler. I actually ended up losing to him, and he always just has such a weird team in on paper, but such a good team also whenever you just see what he brings. He just, whatever he ends up drafting, he knows exactly how to use it in the best way possible. So yeah, for those that have no idea what the WBE is, I'm just going to kind of go through everything right now. If you guys want to skip to the battle, obviously you guys can skip to it, but basically the WBE is a draft league, battle league over on YouTube. It's similar to the GBA, UCL, P4G. If you guys have ever seen any of those type of leagues, it's basically a draft league where 16 coaches, or in this case 16 coaches, we all draft Pokemon in the beginning of the season. And yeah, it's basically like a serpentine type draft. Think of like fantasy football, fantasy basketball, fantasy baseball. There are players to draft, in this case Pokemon to draft. We're given a slot, and then we kind of just build a team off of what we have. And then there are tiers. So we have, in this case, S tier, A tier, B tier, and C tier. So best Pokemon at S, and then A, B, and C. So we basically, have certain points that we can use to draft Pokemon. Or in this case, there are really no points, just kind of just tiers. And we just drafted the best Pokemon possible. People can draft Pokemon before you. Kind of like if you're playing football, somebody can draft, let's say, in the past, Le'Veon Bell, in this case, this year, not really so much, but somebody can kind of just snipe you, and you have to kind of go with another player, or in this case, another Pokemon that works best for you. So this is our team that we're bringing this week. I have 10 Pokemon on my team. I had to bring basically the 6 best Pokemon that I possibly could bring this week against Gator. Gator's team is as follows. He has Gigantamax, Scorch, Toxtricity, Mamoswine, Mandibuzz, Reneragus, Sock, Hyukumuku, Double, Rotom, and Ferroseed. I'm predicting them to bring G-Max, Scorch, Toxtricity, Mamoswine, Mandibuzz, Reneragus, and Sock. I'm sorry if I'm a little lost of breath. I am just really nervous right now. This is the first time I'm actually doing a serious battle on Sword and Shield, so I'm a little nervous on that. I'm also not the most I guess confident with the team that we drafted, or I guess this matchup in general. It was a little bit of a tough draft, honestly. Only having 4 Pokemon to draft from, and a lot of these Pokemon not being the best, made it really tough. But at the same time, it's gonna be really interesting and how we make everything work. So we're bringing, in this case, G-Mass, Garbodor, Hydreigon, Raichu, Ninetales, Crustle, and Serena. I'm just gonna show you guys the sets that we're bringing and whatnot. I don't typically do this, but I feel like this season, let me know in the comments section below if you guys like me showing you guys what kind of sets I'm bringing, or if you don't really care. Either way, here's G-Max Garbodor. He is nice and adamant, and he has Gunk Shot, Stunning Tantrum, Drain Punch, and Seed Bomb. Basically, trying to cover all the grounds against Gator. Just basically the best coverage possible. Obviously, his G-Max move and whatnot. Just really trying to push away the pressure. And not to mention, Garbodor is honestly just kind of a fat Pokemon, period. And I think that in this case, it doesn't have a specific role on the team, but it kind of just deals hits and has some sort of low-key tech. Maybe I can get off a Seed Bomb if he has Pyukumuku, for example, or maybe I can get off a Stopping Tantrum as Toxtricity. So it's basically just there to kind of help whenever I need help. And obviously, Gigantamax gives me the HP buff and whatnot as well, and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, I've never even used Garbodor before, so this is going to be a really, really cool, yet kind of a weird mon to use for me. The next Pokemon we have is Hydreigon. Obviously, Hydreigon's a beast. Also, not to mention, Garbodor is a Slugfest this week. I have Hydreigon this week as well. Choice Scarf, obviously, its weird speed stat makes it kind of forced to use a Scarf if you want to try to outspeed Mons over base 100. And it's just one of the best Scarfers in the game also, just with the type of coverage it gets and having U-turn and whatnot. It's a super duper good. This week we're rocking Modest Nature because we don't have any sort of physical coverage, except for the U-turn obviously, but we don't really need the investment in the U-turn. But we have Rock Slide, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and U-turn. Just trying to cover all grounds. Obviously, Dark Pulse is just the stab move that we need. We don't really need Dragon Stab in this matchup because he doesn't really have anything that's super effective against anyways. Flamethrower, in case we want to, you know, get some mons on the switch in. Obviously, Ferroseed's coming, so if Ferroseed ends up coming, you know, if Ferroseed comes, of course, we need to just hit it as hard as possible with a Flamethrower. That will easily kill it. Otherwise, I can't touch that thing, honestly. Dark Pulse probably could do a lot of damage, but honestly, Flamethrower would just kill it. If I need to touch it, I can touch it. Double, obviously, if it has Fluffy, which more likely will. Flamethrower is really good against that as well. And, you know, obviously, just the coverage is really important for Cerberus over here. Next up, we have ourselves Raichu, and Raichu, honestly, is probably the biggest win con on our team. I know it's kind of weird for me to even say, but Raichu is just actually a monster. And in this game, you don't even need to, like, go back in older games, obviously, to get things like Surf. It learned Surf in this game, thankfully. It has Life Orb, and it's Modest Nature. And we have Nasty Pot, Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, and Surf. So if I can get a Nasty Pot off, I kind of just go ham with Raichu. Its base 110 speed stat is really, really nice. And overall, I feel like this is the mon that really, really can break him down. Even if he has, like, Toxtricity. Toxtricity can't really take Surf too well. Life Orb is really going to help maximize the damage output that we have. And, yeah, honestly, like, he has Mamoswine, which is a huge, huge threat. We can use Surf or Grass Knot to take that thing out. Gmax Scorch, obviously also a threat. Surf's going to do a lot of damage against that. And Reneragus, you know, Surf. A lot of these are not going to appreciate Surf, and obviously the electric coverage with Thunderbolt, it being stabbed, it's just really important. So, yeah, honestly, Raichu's just really nice. Also, Lightning Rod in case Toxtricity wants to go for a nice little electric move. Obviously, it's not going to be able to cover a lot of things, and it's not very defensive, but we're just going to kind of roll and go with it. Over here, we have Ninetales. Leftovers, kind of just honestly touching some things, kind of just honestly just trying to wear some things down. So it's a little bit of a weird set, but we have Will-O-Wisp, Hypnosis, Flamethrower, and Foul Play. So obviously Will-O-Wisp, if we get the Mamoswine on a switch in somehow, some way, if he even wants to bring this thing in on me, of course he has Stick Fat, so Flamethrower's not even super effective technically, but Will-O-Wisp would cripple Mamoswine. Mana Buzz obviously is a huge, huge switch in, so that's why we have the Hypnosis. Hypnosis could really, really, really will down that Mana Buzz. And overall, just having these two Status Inflictors, he will not expect the Hypnosis, and I obviously need to get lucky to land it, but yeah, that's just the thing. Flamethrower of the stab, obviously, and Foul Play actually is for Scorch. I don't have anything to touch Scorch, and if he just, you know, is messing around or whatever, I can bring, if he brings it in against me, Flamethrower's gonna do nothing. Foul Play actually does like a decent amount of damage, especially if he's more of an offensive set and less of a bulky set. So we'll see what happens. I'm not too confident with Foul Play, but honestly, it's the best fourth move that we can bring, especially against what he's bringing. And I'm not really too worried about Pyukumuku, because, like, you know, if he brings that thing in, like, I kind of just have to pivot around it. So, yeah. Next up, we have ourselves Moldy Lasagna the Crustle with heavy-duty boots, because we have Sturdy, and we don't want, you know, hazards to whittle us down. Now that your Gators team is super duper just hazard heavy, honestly. So we have this thing to be a nice little impish set. And we have Earthquake, Body Press, Stealth Rock, and Counter. So obviously, this thing is just meant to be really, really fat on the physical side. And he has a lot of threats on the physical side, especially Mamoswine. So if he thinks that he can get off a nice little Earthquake or Astral Crash, I can counter back, kill him in one shot. And then Body Press, obviously, his, you know, defense is better than his attack. So Body Press takes the defense stat and hits it right back. Harder than it would in the physical side. Earthquake for the coverage, obviously. Just Earthquake is such a good move. And it can take on Toxtricity. It can take on just mons on the best caliber, and then Stealth Rock in case, you know, I want to get some hazards on his side of the field as well. I kind of just cover all the grounds I possibly can and just kind of go from there. Last but not least, we have Serena Shakira with a Yachi Berry. So, like, you know, I know I'm talking about Mamoswine a lot, but Mamoswine is a huge threat against me, and if he wants to mess around with me and he wants to go for Ice Cold Crash, I can live it with this set, and I can kill him right back. Hopefully not get flinched. That would really suck. Yeah, we have ourselves a nice little Jolly set, Cooling Majesty, so that way priority moves don't work on us, which is really, really cool. And we have Reflect, Power Whip, Rapid Spin, and Acrobatics. Rapid Spin, for those that did not know, has been buffed. You get +1 speed with Rapid Spin. You also, you know, obviously get rid of the hazards, and I actually did not even know this, but Bind, Wrap, and Leech Seed, it also gets rid of that too, which is pretty cool. So Rapid Spin's really good in this generation. Its power has also been buffed to 50, rather than, I think, 20. So, anything with Rapid Spin, honestly, has only just gotten better rather than worse in the past. And like I said before, this team is super duper duper hazard heavy, so we gotta really be careful. Ferroseed and Reneragus, Mamoswine, you can even get rocks, etc., etc., etc. We just gotta be careful with all the hazards that possibly being able to be put on our side of the field. That being said, though, I'm sorry for the yattering. I'm sorry for the yappering, I should say. I'm not used to like kind of running down my whole entire team like that, so sorry if I talk too fast. And let's get right into the battle, man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we just had to go through a bit of a crazy shift with how the whole entire internet stuff works. Basically, we're trying to get chess timer instead of like the 20-minute timer, which is insane, by the way. And yeah, Gator, shouts to him. He was very patient with me. We figured it all out. It's a ton of crazy stuff, but I think we should be okay now. Seriously. There's a lot you gotta do with this whole entire stuff. Okay, cool. So we should be connected. We should be all good to go. So he brought the Senate Scorch, the Mandibuzz, Toxtricity. Okay, so he brought the Pyukumuka instead of the Runarigers. Okay. So I'm telling you, man, he loves his Pyukumuka. He loves that Pyukumuka so much, man. I feel like he's drafted in the past as well. I don't know why. It's either that, like Shuckle or something like that. Okay, so GMAT Senate Scorch, Mandibuzz, Toxtricity. Like him bringing the Pyukumuka is not really gonna help my cause at all. This isn't gonna make me feel any better about this matchup, like one bit. But that's just how it's gonna have to roll and go. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I feel like as far as his lead goes, I feel like he's just gonna lead off with his Mandibuzz. So I don't know. He doesn't really have like a set lead. Like maybe Sock. Sock is not a bad lead for him either. He wants to get some hazards up. This is like a really tough lead. I gotta pick it now though. I think I'm just gonna go with my Hydreigon. Just it's Scarf, so it's kind of just my best bet, and just kind of go with it, man. Go out to Gator. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm like super rusty and I'm super duper like just frazzled right now, and my god is just I'm just so freaking nervous, but we're gonna make it work. His freaking trainer card is fire, by the way. I'm so basic, holy crap. I'm way too basic for my own freaking good. Okay, let's see what he's gonna end up bringing. He starts off with the Sakura, which is the Sock. I figured he'd lead up with Sock. So Sock's a bit of a scary lead, I'm not gonna lie. Like Sock's a little like Sock's not faster than me, which is nice. I feel like I can outspeed him. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I think I just gotta go straight for the U-turn because I'm not staying in against him. He's gonna OHKO me if I do. I am Scarfed. If he's Scarfed, he's gonna figure out that I am, and I'm just gonna go for the U-turn. I gotta be careful with this timer, by the way, because the timer will stop for one person as they click on the button, and there's no like overall timer with these settings, which is a little scary. It's why it's called chess timer. I guess like that's pretty cool. I never really played chess like too much, so I was kind of confused as to what that meant. So I have to kind of like figure out my moves before I even like do them, which is a little scary and a little frazzling, but that's fine. Honestly speaking, I think I don't really have like the best switch into like pretty much anything. I feel like I kind of just go into my Socks. I've actually never went against a Sock before, so it's a little weird. I'm actually gonna go into my Crustle over here. It is physically bulky, which is nice, but the reason why I don't want to go into my Garbutter is because this thing can just Earthquake me, which is definitely not a fun time. He's just gonna go for the close combat. That's gonna do a lot of damage, but we do end up taking that at least okay. So he has close combat. I think at this point I kind of just have to go for Stealth Rock. Just get the rocks up on his side of the field. He does have Mandibuzz with Defog though, which is a little annoying. I don't think he switches out. I think he just stays in and uses close combat again. Honestly, I'm just gonna go for the I'm gonna go for the body press. Actually, I was thinking about going for the counter. I don't think he really wants to sack this thing off. He actually has a Stone Edge, and that should be able to kill me off. Actually, oof. Actually, no, that doesn't kill me off. I should have went for the counter. I was just kind of confused as to what he wanted to go for, but I'm gonna go for the body press. It's gonna do some damage. I should have probably went for the Stealth Rock, but honestly, just getting some damage off on him is not the end of the world for me. It's not the end of the world for me. I've actually never used Crustle either. A lot of my team I've pretty much never used before, so it's a bit nerve-wracking. He's gonna go for the close combat, finish me off. That's fine. We now know he's Stone Edge. We now know that he's not Scarfed. He's not like choicing anything. So that's kind of interesting. He's not life orb either. So I don't really know what kind of item he's even rocking right now. Maybe sash? Like just like a lead sash. This does give me the opportunity to pretty much go to whatever I want. I feel like I kind of just want to go into my 9-tails and just kind of go from there, honestly. I think that's just what I have to do. I should be able to outspeed a Sonic fairly easily. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to go into my 9-tails and just... Honestly, I think I just have to go for a flamethrower. Because he can easily just stay in. I really don't want to risk, like, him staying in. So I'm just going to go for the flamethrower straight up. I do have Hypnosis. I do have Will-O-Wisp, depending on what he wants to switch into. I do outspeed a lot of his team, thankfully. He doesn't really want to switch in Toxicity or I should say Mamoswine against me. His main switch-ins are Pyukumuku or Mandibuzz. He definitely probably was going to go for the Pyukumuku, though. Unfortunately, we don't have Toxic, which is, like, unfortunate. I would 100% click Toxic on this turn, but overall right now, I just have to go for the Flamethrower straight up. I can't really over-predict or anything like that. Pyukumuku is really weird. I'm fairly certain he's going to go to Pyukumuku, so I kind of have to just see, like, what does this thing even want to do against me? He's probably going to have the Toxic. He's probably going to have their cover. More than likely the Soak, so that way he can Soak my Garbodor and then Toxic it afterwards. Honestly, like, this thing just kind of sits there, which is kind of annoying. Ganta's going to come in. There's actually the Centiskorch. So we're going to go for the Flamethrower. He's not even G-Max yet, but he is Flash Fire, of course. So, good to know. Obviously, like, you know, I think it's like other abilities like Flame Body. So that makes sense. I think my best bet is honestly just to go for the Hypnosis over here. Just literally put this thing to sleep. If I can put this thing to sleep, that's like really nice for me. Because he pretty much wastes his G-Max, which is really nice. I do have the Flat Play as well, just to kind of take him on. He's more than likely some sort of coil set, if I had to guess. We're going to go for the Hypnosis. He's unfortunately going to avoid it. He's going to go for the knockoff and knock off my leftovers, which, you know, it's not too big of a deal, but, it, you know, kind of sucks. I'm just going to go for the Hypnosis again. That really sucks, though. That really, really sucks that we missed it. Of course, it's 65 accuracy. That's the risk of running something like Hypnosis. You are more bound to miss it than not. But we're going to go for... This is like really weird. I'm not used to doing Draft League battles on the Switch. Like, I know I did the Let's Go League, but like Let's Go is like 100 Pokemon. Like, it was different. These are like brand new Pokemon. I'm not familiar with some of them. I'm not familiar with some moves, and it's like a whole entire just I have to learn things again type of deal. So I'm gonna put this thing to sleep, which is nice. We now know he has knockoff, which was fairly obvious, I would say. So that's one turn of sleep. He's more than likely just gonna wake up the next turn, but it's better than nothing. I'm just gonna go for the Flop over here. He kind of figures that I can't really do much to him, and he can't really do much back to me. Knockoff is kind of just his best move, and I'm kind of happy to see that he doesn't have the coil, or at least he hasn't used it yet. So we're gonna see how much Flop Play does. It does a decent chunk of damage. A bad 3 KO, I'd say. I think that's like pretty much just borderline 3 KO, which is beautiful. And we got another turn of him being asleep, which is awesome. I'm really curious as to what he wants to go for over here. Does that switch get like Earthquake or something? Because that can actually be detrimental. that could actually be bad. No, he doesn't get Earthquake. Okay, we should be fine. I'm sorry if I seem like super duper like all over the place right now. By the way, I know I've apologized a lot, but I do feel bad about that. He's gonna go into Kokishi over here. It's gonna be a Pyukumuku, the beloved. Probably one of the most annoying Pokemon ever. That's gonna do like 50 damage. And by 50, I mean like 5. And obviously we still leftovers. Okay. So he's more than likely just gonna go for the Toxic. Okay. So Internet's a little scary. Like if I were to just straight up Oko this thing, I'm pretty much dead. I pretty much took a ton of damage right back. Honestly speaking, I'm just gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp and just kind of see what he wants to go for. He's gonna know that we have Willow and Hypnosis now, but that's okay. I'd rather just get this thing to be at least burnt to get like some sort of residual damage off rather than him having leftovers for pretty much all the HP. He's gonna go into Baton Pass, so nice pivot for him. Very nice pivot for him. So we have leftovers, Baton Pass. So now he can kind of get his Mamoswine or something like that in for free. slash toxicity. He now sees that we have the Will-O-Wisp though, which is quite worrisome for Mamoswine unless he is Scarfed. If he goes into Mamoswine right now, he kind of screams that he's Scarfed there. He does go into the toxicity, and honestly, does this thing just kill me, or like, I don't know. I'm semi-bulky, so like, I'm like, I don't know. Does toxicity just kill me over here, or timid? Overdrive. He shouldn't kill me. I'm just gonna straight up go for the flamethrower, honestly. I just kind of get as much damage off on this thing as possible. Oh wait, no, Boomburst is actually stronger than Overdrive. We do live on 2 HP, which is kind of insane. Is Boomburst actually stronger? Actually don't know. I mean, I figured that Overdrive would be stronger because it's stab, right? I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, yeah, Boomburst is stronger. Okay. I'm at 2 HP right now. If he gets any sort of hazards up, I'm basically dead. I'd rather just honestly let this thing die than risk anything else taking a ton of damage. Okay, so Boomburst is gonna kill me off. I'm wondering, I don't think this thing is choiced at all. Would it be? Would this thing be choiced at all? That's a little scary, actually. So I was thinking, no matter what, just go into my... no matter what, just go into my Hydreigon right now, but... this is, like... kind of worrisome. Honestly, though, Grapple should be able to kill him. Would he be Scarfed? I mean, I guess, like, the only reason why I'd say he'd be Scarfed is just to basically outspeed everything on my team. My team's not the fastest in the world. I think I kind of just have to go for the Dark Pulse. I've kind of committed already. If he switches out, then that's nice. I do kill him at the very least right now, but I do take a ton of damage in exchange for it. He does have the Boom Burst. We didn't say any Life Orb, we didn't say any sort of leftovers or anything like that. So I'd have to kind of just assume that he's maybe he's choice. He could potentially be Specs. I don't think that damage roll was like Specs though. It like left my Ninetales like 2 HP, which I think is probably pretty accurate. Okay, so he's not Scarfed, or at least I don't know if he's Scarfed or not. He's gonna switch back into his Pyukumuku, very much just his pivot mon. We're going for the Dark Pulse. It's gonna do some decent damage, I'd say. That's actually pretty good damage. Honestly, over here, if he wants to go for the Baton Pass, that's like fine with me. He may just go for the Recover though. I really want to get some momentum right now. I kind of just have to go into my my Raichu. Raichu is my win con, which is like the scary part about just going straight up into it. I'm just gonna go for the Dark Pulse. I mean, I'm just gonna kind of see what he wants to do. I can potentially flinch him with Dark Pulse, so that's also a thing. 20% chance to flinch him. He does not get flinched though. He does go for the Recover, kind of scouting what we want to do. If I wanted to be really aggressive, I could have switched into my Raichu over there. The problem with going to Raichu though is, like I said before, innards out. If we kill the Pokemon and he has a ton of HP as we kill him, it gets a ton of HP right off our Pokemon that use the move that killed him. So really risky. Also, we're almost under 5 minutes left on our timer, which is like really scary. Like, Chess Timer is cool, but it's also really nutty for 6v6. Not a big fan of that. I'm just gonna go for the Dark Pulse. He made Toxic over here. And he is gonna go for the Toxic. He does land it. Baton Pass, Toxic, Recover. Probably Soak is his last move, so that way he can touch my Barboder if he wants. So now the Toxic damage is gonna start rolling up a little bit. I kind of just have to go for another Dark Pulse and just hope that I flinch. If I don't, he's gonna recover. And I think if he does end up recovering, I have to switch out. He may end up just Baton Passing over here, and if he does Baton Pass, at the very least, this thing stops being a pest. Would have ever thought that Pyukumuku would be a pest, but honestly, it's kind of just there, man. Okay, he doesn't end up switching out. I guess he may predict that I'm switching out, or me just go into Mandibuzz and eat whatever I'm trying to use, which is exactly what he ends up doing. Okay. You're gonna probably see leftovers from his side. Or maybe heavy duty boots, I'm not sure. Maybe he has heavy duty boots in case of the rocks. Honestly speaking, I don't have much to switch in against this thing. You have to kind of just go into my Raichu. Like, or I can always go into this thing too, but like, this is really rough. I don't have much to really hit him with my Garbodor. I gotta stop like worrying too much about the timer. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like worrying too much about the timer, not worrying enough about like what I need to do. I need to like focus more. He goes for the U-turn. Which, depending on whatever I went into, I mean, nothing would really appreciate a U-turn. Okay. So we know that Mandibuzz has the U-turn. We know that he's not leftovers or anything like that, which not really too useful. And he gets a ton of damage off of my Raichu, which is not nice. Like I said, this thing's like a win con to me. He's gonna go back into his Toxtricity. I just have to go back to my Garbodor. Or into my Garbodor. I haven't even gotten into my Garbodor yet. I'm terrible. My Garbodor is Assault Vest. I probably should have gotten into this thing in the first place, because Assault Vest will obviously help me eat the hits a lot better than normally. He's more than likely just going into the Boom Burst. That should not do too much. Okay, it does a lot, but I obviously could just G-Max. Okay, so this is gonna bring out my special defense, which is kind of nice, and we'll just straight up kill him. However, he could predict me going for this and switch into his Mandibuzz, which is not a fun time. I think I kind of just have to go for it though. I have to kind of just hit whatever's in front of me right now. The switch into Mandibuzz is pretty obvious, but like I really can't just use Max Knuckle and then he 2-hit KOs me, and like I can't risk that. I cannot. He ends up going into the Pyukumuku, and I'm gonna end up getting a +1 special defense buff, which is pretty nice. I do have the Seed Bomb, which is quite nice too. I may be able to kill him afterwards, which is pretty beautiful. Okay, that actually does a lot of damage. I can honestly just go for that again. Like, I don't have to even go for the... Like, I don't have to even go for... Okay, G-Max Malador. I just need to make sure that I know what that does. G-Max Malador. This move poisons opponents. Okay, so it's nothing crazy. Okay, that Max Knuckle's not gonna do anything. I kind of just have to go for the G-Max Malador, honestly. Just kind of go into it, because he may end up double switching, predicting the Quake. He actually does not though. We get the first kill of this season against his Pyukumuku, which is kind of cool and kind of useless. G-Max Garbodor kills Pyukumuku. And here comes the big boy Mamoswine, who is probably just going to wipe the floor with my life right now. This thing's an absolute monster and is a huge threat against me. And yeah, I kind of just have to switch in and let this thing kill me pretty much right now. I'm not switching into any of my other mons with that. I am not messing with that thing, honestly. We don't see any sort of life form, which is interesting. He's probably just Scarfed, if I had to guess. I could kind of test my theory and go into my Serena. I feel like I just have to kind of just do that. I do have Acrobatics in this thing too, in case he ends up breaking my Yachi Berry and I have like a nice flying type move to use. Icicle Crash will still do a lot of damage, but it's just what I have to do right now. I only have 3 Pokemon left, and he has 5, and if I can get rid of the Mamoswine, that's honestly a huge threat on his team taken out. So it's just kind of what I have to do. I It's not the way I want to kill it, but that's fine. Okay, so I was about to say, did he miss? That would have been really, really unfortunate for him if he missed. So this guy's just going to come out. It pops the Yachi, and we're going to be able to take that pretty darn well. And we end up getting flinched. And unless he ends up missing this next turn, I think he just beats me 5-0. It's really unfortunate. There's not much I can do about that, honestly. And he ends up landing it. So yeah, there's not much I can do about that. I'm not in a really good place either right now anyways. Like, even if I did kill him, it helps me a lot, but it doesn't like make or break the game. And it's the momentum that he has against me right now. We know it's not Scarf, which is nice though. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any move that just straight up outgoes Mammal Swine. I should Grass Knot those. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, he's not gonna switch out. There's no way he switches out over here. He may just be sashed, honestly, now that I think about it too. So, really unfortunate. There's not much I can really do at this point. I kind of just have to go for the Grass Knot. I'm not risking him. Yeah, no, I had to do that. Okay, Grass Knot should kill. He is sashed though. Yeah, no, I mean, there's not much I can do about that, honestly, though. There's not. I feel like I played at this point of the game as best as I could, or at least in the last few turns. Earlier in the game, probably didn't play that well. I just feel like I misplayed here and there, and I definitely just didn't have the best matchup on paper. But in this case, I mean, Power Whip. I mean, honestly, I feel like that was the right play to make, and I didn't go into Raichu in the first place, you know, just in case he was Scarfed. Because if he is Scarfed, he ends up outspeeding my Raichu, and he would just kill him. So I couldn't risk that either. So at this point, I have to just kind of lock myself into a move, and the move that I have to lock myself into is going to actually Rock Slide. Yeah, Rock Slide is actually the move that I have to lock myself into right now. He's going to go to Junko, which is the Mandibuzz. And we're just going for the Rock Slide. It's like literally the only move I can use that is going to end up hitting everything on his team. And I mean, potential flinches as well is kind of just my last-ditch resort. But the toxic damage will end up bullying me out, and I think that this is going to be a 5-0 victory for Gator. Again, unfortunate that the flinch happened at pretty much the best time possible. But my check, obviously being a Serena against Mammal Swine, it's not the best thing in the world. And I didn't get any flinches myself, which kind of sucks. But I mean, like I said, I don't think that would have really changed the game. Killing the Mammal Swine probably could have changed the game a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but that's all good. That's all good. I did also have Reflect on the Serena, which is pretty cool. This would be definitely more of a game. So now it's just gonna flash try and kill me off. It's completely okay. I'm going to take the 5-0 loss, and this is just a really rough way to start a season, but it's just the way it's going to be, unfortunately. Gator's also just a really, really good coach, and, you know, it's all about fun, man. It's all about fun, and I got to de-rust, I got to get good, and we'll do better next time. Thank you guys for watching today's WBE video. I'm sorry if this is a bit of a letdown. It's really unfortunate. I wanted to definitely do better. That's like my first game, but I need to get kind of used to this meta and kind of used to this like new format in terms of like the 10-minute timer, having to get used to the mons I have on the team, and really get back in the groove. I feel like this season of WBE started a little earlier than I would have liked it to, because I needed to kind of I would love to get more into like the battling I guess style right now. I'm not really too like invested, unfortunately, so I need to get that's all on me. That's all my fault. I need to get better. I need to make sure that I just make it all happen. Make sure you guys check out Gator. GG to him. I'm sorry for this video. I know I'm like all over the place. So yeah, I have a lot going down. And next time, we'll hopefully have a better match than what we just had right now. Thank you guys for watching. Love you all. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.